It was 1997 when I was hospitalized in Cape Town in a hospital called Libertas Clinic in Goodwood. They removed my glands on this side of my body by opening my neck, and also under here they removed my glands, which had swollen to the size of a lemon in this case, and apparently it was not good for me. They suspected I had glandular fever, or what was then called happy flu. I collapsed one day at work and they had to rush me into hospital. I got very ill. I lost a lot of weight. I went from a size 38 down to a 32. I had no energy. I was very weak. Couldn't speak for the duration of the time I'm speaking now. I would need to sleep for an hour. And I began to pray and to trust God. Because a few years before that, I had become born again. And I thought, God, don't take me now. I've got much to do for you still. I counted the people around the operating table, and there were 4 of them. I knew 3 of them. I didn't know the 4th one. But as the anesthesia worked off, the anesthetic worked to get me to sleep, I passed out. I don't remember anything else until 3:20 in the morning, when I was woken up by a shuffling noise that came down the corridor towards my ward where I was. There were 6 of us in this ward, and as you stepped in, I was the first on your left-hand side, in the corner, closest to the door. The shuffling got louder and louder, but I was sleeping, or I was semi-comatose, I don't quite recall. But I remember that as I closed my eyes, I could visualize outside the building. And though it was quiet at that time of the morning, I noticed a tall figure of a man walking from across the wing-filled air space towards the hospital. He had a very high, upright posture, and he walked with a confidence and self-assuredness that I hadn't seen. It was quite strange to me because I was laying in bed, but I could see outside. I don't know how that works. I was a young believer then. As he came over the road, he went into the hospital, walked past the 2 security guards who were fast asleep, and came up the stairs, walking towards my room. For some inexplicable reason, this part of my torso, solar plexus, began to jump up and down. I was on a drip, so my one arm was up in the air and my foot was also up. The shuffling got louder and louder until I saw him at the doorway. Then he walked in. He was tall. He was regal, and he looked royal. He had a look about him that made you believe that whoever he was the owner of everything. As I said, I was newly saved, so I didn't know the right terminology, what to say, what not to say, but I knew that God is alive. He walked into the corner of the room past my bed and turned around and faced me. That's when I saw that you could only look at him this up till here, and then the glory shone. It was like a sun, but like a beam, a light that was brighter than anything. It lit up the whole room. I was in trepidation and in shock. I said, Jesus. He said, yes. I said, Jesus. He said, yes. And right there in that moment, in my hospital room, stood the Son of the living God, a part of the true vine God, Jesus of Nazareth, or Yeshua. He looked at me as the room lit up with eyes. They were so full of love. I could not see his eyes by looking at him physically, but when I closed mine, because of the brightness of his countenance, I could picture his face within. It was the strangest thing I'd ever experienced. I said, Jesus. And he said, yes. I burst out crying. I said, Jesus. He said, yes. That's when I knew the Son of God was in the room. He walked closer to me slowly. And in his hand instantaneously appeared a big book that looked like one of those old picture Bibles. And he turned it to Exodus 15 verse 26, a verse I had not known up till then. He read it to me that if I obey his commands and don't commit any of the sins the Egyptians did, and follow his commandments, he would heal me, because I am the God that healeth thee. I was stunned. I was shocked. The room lit up. There was an atmosphere that I cannot describe, but there was a certain scent, a fragrance if you want, filling the room. He came over and he touched me on my left foot. An unimaginable amount of power, a shock surge shot through me, and I was out cold. I could not believe what I had just seen. The Son of the living God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, had come to see me. What have I done? Who am I? What did I, of all the people in the, how did I deserve this? There were people who were saved longer than I who did not experience this. Jesus is tall, almost 7 foot tall, strong, upright posture, with a love that lights up the room. The next morning, the gentleman who was sleeping across my bed woke up, and he was of the Islamic faith. And he said, "Hey, I had a funny dream last night. A tall fella walked in here, and he stood in the corner, and then he spoke to you." He says, "Did you see it?" I said, "No, I didn't, because I was filled. I didn't know what to say." It was God's way of trying to tell me I wasn't dreaming and I wasn't imagining it. The Son of the living God had been in my room. I give God glory till this day, and I praise him and I worship him. Short while after that, I was completely healed. I'd never been ever ill again on the scale and level that I was. I want to assure you tonight, if you're watching this today, God is real. Trust him. He is as alive as the person who's standing next to you. Pray that he opens your eyes to see that the Son of the living God, he is our healer. Thank you.